Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. The semester's off to a good start. Thought I'd make a little video here today to just make sure everything's going well with you guys, let you know that I'm here to answer any questions that you might have, and to maybe kind of take you around and show you a few things. I'm up at Florida Field right now. Today's Thursday, January 23rd, and while you might have thought the football season was over, you can see that they are still actively painting the field. It's one of the fun things about being part of a collegiate program. They've got recruits that are coming in this weekend and next weekend, so they've been keeping it painted for recruits so that when they walk out on the field it looks great and they can kind of envision themselves maybe being here as a player. This field, as some of you might know, was renovated this past summer in 2019. It was regraded. They took about 14 inches of soil or rooting media out of the field and dropped the grade by about that much. At least the center field, it was about 14 inches. Came back in and tilled in some sand and compost, command compost, for nutrient holding capacity and water holding capacity, etc., to make it a little bit better root zone for the plants, and sodded it with Tiff-Tuff Bermuda grass. Tiff-Tuff, if you're not familiar with it, is a relatively recent release from the University of Georgia breeding program up in Tifton, and it has shown tremendous wear tolerance and drought stress. The way it handles drought stress, it uses less water than some of the other Bermuda grasses while still staying green, and should prove to be a pretty good choice for a lot of athletic facilities when they have opportunities to renovate. It's not the only one that's on the market. There's a number of other Bermuda grasses that have come out recently, and each of them kind of have their own characteristics that make them unique, and they try marketing those characteristics to turfgrass managers who may need a grass that meets a specific set of situations. Give you a little flip around here and show you around a little bit. You might be able to hear there's some work going on up in the corner. They're taking some of the bleachers out, but the gator head, they just finished painting the gator head and headed out to lunch. They've got the hash marks all painted here. If you look down, we'll get down here and look close to the ground, you'll be able to see that the Bermuda grass itself is not super thick, and then the sand is green. Now you might wonder why the sand is green. One of the things that is done on fields like this, in some cases they will use colored sand to help with regrowth, particularly when temperatures are cooler. They'll use a dark colored sand or black sand. Sometimes they use regular sort of white sand mixed with compost to give it a darker color, all with the idea that you would get a little more heat out of it when the sun shines on it and help the Bermuda grass, which is, of course, you know by now, a warm season grass that favors higher temperatures, to help it grow a little bit more actively. In this case, what we're seeing is not colored sand, but colorant, a turf colorant that's being applied to the field occasionally. This time of year, when our temperatures, the last couple of mornings here in Gainesville, have been in the low 30s, that's typically cold enough to make Bermuda grass start to go dormant. And you can see some of that in the canopy where some of the grass had started to turn brown and necrotic. The turf colorants are sprayed on to basically just add a little bit of color to that canopy, make it look a little bit better from a distance. And in this case, you could see where it had actually given some color to the sand, and like I mentioned, from a distance, when you look at it, you wouldn't really be able to tell that there's anything different going on here, because between the colorants, the sand being a little bit green, the field is actually looking pretty good right now. All right, well, we'll pick up here. I'm gonna kind of wander around campus and stop at a couple other spots and show you guys a couple things. And hopefully this is something that you'll enjoy taking a look at. See you in a bit.